Most of the rules you live by were written by people you've never met. The fears that stop you from taking a risk, the hesitations that keep you quiet, you take them as truth, but they might not actually belong to you. We learn to play small because stepping out of line makes the crowd uncomfortable. We spend years minimizing our own potential just to match the baseline of the people around us. There's an ancient story that isolates this trap. It's about a lion who spent his entire existence convinced he was a sheep. He didn't actively choose to fail. His life was the result of being blind to his own nature. The story begins with a hunt gone wrong. A pregnant lioness, chasing prey across a rocky chasm, loses her footing midair. She falls, and in her final moments gives birth to a cub who tumbles into the valley below. That valley was home to a flock of sheep. They found the cub, and over time, their fear was replaced by a sense of duty. They took him in and raised him within a culture built entirely on safety and conformity. As the years passed, the cub grew. Yet he mirrored every move his adoptive family made. He spent his days chewing grass, keeping his head down, and staying in the center of the flock. But his body refused to fully cooperate. He felt sudden surges of adrenaline he couldn't explain. Guttural growls would vibrate in his chest, and at night he felt a gnawing sense of alienation that grass and safety couldn't settle. This is the friction of a life lived in a shape that doesn't fit. It's the quiet, constant exhaustion of forcing your raw instincts to live within artificial social boundaries. The illusion held until a battle-scarred king their only proof of value. To understand how to dismantle this trap, we need to look at how the most feared female athlete on the planet fell into it, and the exact mental framework she used to fight her way out. Long before the UFC spectacle, there were profound hurdles. Rousey couldn't speak until she was 6 years old. At 8, she lost her father to suicide. Early trauma often leaves a deep internal void. To survive, the mind constructs a heavy shield, and extreme physical excellence serves as a formidable armor. At 11 years old, she threw herself headfirst into the male-dominated sport of judo. She used athletic dominance as a physical barrier against a world that felt unsafe. By 17, that drive pushed her onto the Olympic team, securing a bronze medal. It was her first massive piece of external validation. That trauma-fueled engine produced a world-class athlete, but it also laid a fragile psychological foundation, where her right to take up space became tied to the hardware around her neck. When she transitioned to mixed martial arts, the establishment stated that women did not belong in the cage. She violently forced those doors open anyway. Her rapid climb created a terrifying mythos: 12 fights, 12 wins. She became the first woman ever signed to the UFC, achieving a public status of absolute invincibility. The media, the fans, and the industry constantly reinforced a dangerous whisper: you are valuable because you are untouchable. Every win is proof you matter. When every interaction is filtered through a winning streak, the private self begins to vanish into the public myth. The championship belt became the only thing keeping the person inside from feeling like nothing. Look at the ultimate champion at her absolute peak. She has entirely merged with her own mythology, yet completely isolated within it. Society demands absolute perfection from its trailblazers. It sets a mathematically impossible standard that guarantees an eventual collapse. Which brings us back to that medical room in 2015. The belt is gone. The myth is shattered. The steady feed of external validation has evaporated in a matter of seconds.
This is completely metaphorical and motivational. If this speaks to the fighter and the lifelong learner in you, please like, share, and subscribe.